If you're experiencing public speaking anxiety right before stepping in front of a crowd or a camera, here are 12 scientifically proven ways to relieve your anxiety fast. In case we haven't met, hi, I'm Richard, and for the last decade, I've been helping people overcome their camera anxiety and master the art of public speaking on camera. And these anxiety relief techniques that you're about to learn are the same methods I use on myself when I'm feeling anxious or on clients when they're nervous in front of the camera. So without further ado, let's dive right in. When you're feeling anxious, your body shifts into fight or flight mode. Your chest may feel heavy, your breathing becomes shallow, or your heart races because your body is preparing to react to danger, even if there isn't any danger out there. One scientifically proven way to interrupt this stress response is by simply focusing on your breath. When you practice slow, intentional breathing, it sends signals to your nervous system that there's no threat. Everything's fine. And this helps snap you out of anxiety and bring your body back to balance almost immediately. One intentional way you can start breathing is by doing 10 deep breaths. Whenever I'm working with someone in front of the camera and they're nervous, they're anxious, all I do is ask them, hey, give me 10 deep breaths. And all you do is inhale and exhale super slowly. Once you're done with 10 repetitions or 10 deep breaths, I guarantee that you won't be anxious after doing that. It works every single time. Another method of intentional breathing is called box breathing, also known as tactical breathing or square breathing. And here's how you do it. All you gotta do is breathe in for 4 seconds, hold that breath for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold again for 4 seconds, and then you repeat the whole pattern all over again. Let me demonstrate. Breathe in for 4 seconds. And then you repeat the whole pattern all over again. The next thing you can do to relieve your anxiety is to change your perspective or what to focus on. Your thoughts affect your emotions, and your emotions affect your body in the way it acts or reacts to certain situations. When you're feeling anxious, it usually starts from a thought in your head, like, oh my God, am I gonna mess up this speech? Or, oh my God, am I gonna forget my words? So once you have a thought like that, another negative thought could come in, and another negative thought, and eventually you're in a negative feedback loop or pattern, and your brain is frozen, your body's frozen, you're feeling all sorts of anxiety. You're basically stuck in your head because you have all these thoughts going on and your focus is in there. So a simple change of perspective from inward to outward, meaning anything other than what's in yourself or in your head. So what do you focus on? Instead of being wrapped up in your head on your own thoughts, focus your attention on 2 things, your audience and your mission. Ask yourself, who am I here to help? Who am I here to serve? What can I do to accomplish what I'm trying to achieve in helping this person or entertaining this person? When you direct your energy towards focusing on your audience, this takes the spotlight off of you. This takes the attention and focus off of you and outward into something that you can put your mind into. So to prove my point, I actually asked one of my mentors, Tom Ferry, who's a professional public speaker and motivational speaker, and here's what he said.
I think about the audience. I think about the person watching right now. What is the most important thing they need to hear? How could I, in some way, shape, or form, be a blessing for them for that day? To give them the encouragement they need that day. To maybe just give them the lift that they need to take that next step, to take that next action. And that's really all it is.
And that's where the magic happens. When you focus on helping someone else, it immediately quiets the anxiety because it tells your brain that there's no perceived threat. So if you're feeling anxious with public speaking, next time, remember that it's not about you, it's about them. It's about who you're trying to help. And that anxiety can immediately turn into confidence. The next method to relieve public speaking anxiety is to slow down your speech. When people get anxious, they tend to speak faster as their heart races faster. They start rambling and it feels like their body's out of control. I used to experience this a lot. Whenever I felt anxious, I would speak as fast as possible to deliver as much information in as little time as possible, simply because I was anxious. So the fix for this is really simple yet powerful. All you need to do is give yourself permission to slow down. Because the faster you speak, the harder it is for your brain to catch up, and the harder it is for your audience to catch up, and your anxiety just goes out of control. When you slow your speech down, you naturally give yourself time to catch up mentally and physically, meaning your body has enough time to breathe and catch up to what you're trying to say. This also gives yourself time to think and slow down your thoughts intentionally. Plus, slowing down or pausing gives your audience enough time to understand and digest what you're saying, and it makes you sound more confident. So next time you're feeling anxious, slow down. Don't speed up. You have that power, you have that control, and you have that freedom to control your timing. This next method is one of my favorites, and it's something that I use almost every single day. It's called the butterfly hug. It's a powerful and scientifically backed method that's being used all around the world during times of natural disasters, when people are losing their homes or they're losing their families and loved ones, and they're highly anxious and afraid. It's also used in the world of EMDR therapy to help combat anxiety attacks, panic attacks, and even trauma. Okay, so here's how you do it. All you gotta do is interlock your thumbs together like you're making a bird or a butterfly. Then place it over your chest like this, where you're comfortable, like you're hugging yourself. All you gotta do is tap left, right, for as fast or as slow as you want. You can even close your eyes while doing this. Do this for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, for as long as you need until the anxiety goes away. It's a powerful method, and it's one of my favorites. This alternating rhythm is called bilateral simulation, and it helps calm down your nervous system, calms down your stress response, and brings you back to the moment. It's wonderful because you can do it anywhere, anytime, and it helps almost immediately. This next method is another favorite of mine, and that's self-soothing massage. Whenever anxiety shows up, it's not just in your head, it also shows up in your body in the form of tension. You might feel tightness in your shoulders, you might feel some tension in your jaw, your face somewhere here, or you might clasp your hands and feel a lot of tension and sweat right there. That's because your nervous system is holding on to stress or shock. And one of the simplest ways to get rid of that tension, to ease that tension and relieve that anxiety, is through self-soothing massage. So right now, just try to calm down, close your eyes, and try to feel your body. Try to see where the tension is. It usually is around your face, around your hands, and around your shoulders, because that's where stress is being held the most. From my personal experience, people have a lot of tension in their arms. So one thing you can do is to massage your arm. You can go sideways like this, next to your thumb, or sideways again. Or you can even feel that muscle right here. You can start massaging from your wrist all the way down to your elbow. And that's usually one long muscle that's always tense. It's very common for public speakers and professional speakers to have this tension in their arms. You can even start massaging your fingers. You can massage right here, massage the palm. Or if you're feeling tension in your face, this is a very common area right here. Right below the earlobe and the jaw is this spot right here. Lots of tension on the jaw. This is usually also where your facial nerve is. So massaging this can help relieve a lot of tension. You can focus on your jaw right here. This jaw muscle usually tenses up when people are talking, whenever they're feeling anxious. You can also massage the sides of your forehead. There's so many areas that you can massage in the moment to self-soothe, and just give it 1 or 2 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes, and you'll start feeling relief. You'll start feeling that tension go away. So when you massage yourself, not only does it release the tension in your muscles, it also releases dopamine, which helps you feel a little bit more relieved and a little happier. So the next time you feel anxiety building up and that tension building up, all you gotta do is to scan your body, find where that tension is, and start self-soothing massage. Because sometimes the fastest way to calm your mind is through your hands. Another thing you can do to ease the tension in your body is by managing your adrenaline. When you're anxious and your heart's racing, your body is usually filled with adrenaline and cortisol, which is a stress hormone. That's why your hands shake, you feel restless, and you kind of ramble a lot. It's because there's a lot of tension stuck in your body. The problem is when you're just standing there or sitting there, the energy has nowhere else to go. That's why when speakers get on stage and they walk around like crazy, it means they're nervous and they're anxious, and they need an outlet for that energy that's inside their body. If you're not in a position to perform self-soothing massage, the key is to use up all that adrenaline and cortisol to get it out of your system as fast as possible. Otherwise, you're going to be shaking and rambling nonstop. So simple movements like doing push-ups or jumping jacks or simply chewing gum can help you soothe yourself and provide an outlet for the energy to exit your body. By burning off the excess adrenaline, you're able to bring your body back to a balanced state and calm your nervous system down. This is why professional speakers like Tony Robbins jumps on the trampoline right before he gets on stage to expel all that excess energy and excitement. So the next time you feel that anxiety building up and you can't slow down by simply breathing, all you gotta do is move. Do 10 push-ups, squats, or even chew some gum to help soothe your mouth. The next thing you can do to help calm your anxiety is by using your imagination. Anxiety usually starts in your head because you're imagining the future and what might happen. You're imagining future threats, future things that may or may not happen. This proves the point that imagination is so powerful that it paralyzes you in your head, it paralyzes you emotionally, and it paralyzes you physically in your body. Your imagination is so powerful that it can work against you, but you can also use your imagination to work for you. Here's how you do it. So I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, just to get yourself centered and in the moment. And I want you to remember the last time you felt extremely confident. Think about the last time you felt unstoppable. So in this moment, try to relive that moment. Try to see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt with your skin, and smell the smells that you smelled around you. Try to remember that memory as much as possible using all of your senses. When you play that memory as vividly as you can in your head, what happens is it tricks your brain into thinking that you're experiencing confidence in the moment. You're not feeling anxiety then. The thing is, your brain doesn't know the difference between your imagination and what you're experiencing in the moment. So when you use your imagination to imagine a memory, to remember a vivid memory where you felt confident, your body then starts to follow because your brain doesn't know the difference. Next time you're feeling anxious, try this out and let me know what you think. The next method you can use to relieve your anxiety is positive self-talk. When you're anxious, the loudest voice in your head usually is your inner critic. It says, oh, you can't do this. Oh, you're gonna forget your words. Oh, why are you even doing this? Are you even qualified to do this? These are the kind of thoughts that get you stuck in a negative feedback loop. So one of the fastest ways to fight this is by speaking the opposite way in a positive manner, because your thoughts affect your emotions and your emotions affect how your body feels and reacts to certain situations. So by simply telling yourself, hey, you got this. Hey, I can do this. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to crush this speech. I'm going to crush this presentation. You're helping yourself get out of that negative feedback loop. So not only do your thoughts affect your emotions and actions, your actions can also affect your thoughts. So by deciding to act and tell yourself positive self-talk, you're able to get yourself out of that rut and stop the pattern right away. Another quick trick to help relieve your anxiety fast is by splashing water on your face. It sounds so simple, but there's actually solid science behind it. When you splash water in your face, it activates what we call the mammalian diving reflex. It's basically an ancient survival mechanism in your body. When your face gets wet and cold, your nervous system usually thinks that you're underwater. So in response, it slows down your heart rate, it calms down your breathing, and it brings your body out of the fight or flight mode. That's why when you splash water on your face, it kind of acts like a reset button. So it resets everything and calms your anxiety. Another way to quickly relieve anxiety is through your sense of smell. Here's how it works. Out of all your 5 senses, your sense of smell is the only sense that is connected to the emotional centers of the brain. That means smelling certain scents can shift your mood almost instantly. You don't need fancy essential oils or anything like that. Just smell whatever you like. You can smell coffee, you can smell a lotion, or you can smell just the fresh air outside. All you gotta do is take a slow, deep breath and smell what you're smelling. And science proves that by simply engaging your sense of smell, you're able to lower your anxiety and calm yourself down. And now the 12th and final method of relieving your anxiety as fast as possible is by simply grounding your senses. This is one of the best tools that therapists use to calm their patients down. This is called the 5-4-3-2-1 method. And all you gotta do is look around and name 5 things you can see, notice 4 things you can feel with your body, listen for 3 things you can hear, identify 2 things you can smell, and finally focus on 1 thing you can taste. This simple exercise shifts your brain out of worry mode and back into your senses. And by the time you manage to get to the end of this exercise, your body tends to be a lot calmer and your mind's a lot more manageable. And there you have it. These are the 12 scientifically proven methods on how you can relieve your anxiety fast. And remember, you're only human. You're never not going to feel anxiety ever again. You're always going to have moments when you feel anxious, and that's normal. It's okay. It's part of life. What matters now is that you're prepared. You now know what to do when it comes to relieving your anxiety. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed all the tips and tricks. Make sure to pick one. You don't have to do all of them, but at least one. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.